to Sir James and Nelly, no Ma'am Nelly, our former student here. Congratulations as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Because I know you did your best and there has been positive impact to the learners' performance in terms of their reading ability as well as their comprehension.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jane Wanshaw,
And I am James A. Belocora.
and we are going to present to you our language learning remedial plan, a case study, presented to the College of Teacher Education with the theme Building Bridges, Connecting Paths to Success. Rationale. This study aimed to enhance the reading skill of the students, particularly in the areas of specific reading components where the subjects lack competence or skill through conducting a remedial reading instruction. Upon the initial investigation through the diagnostic reading assessment and based from the report of the teacher as well as the advisor of the subjects, it was found out that the students were lacking phonological awareness, phonic and fluency in reading English text, and the only way to solve the problem is through remedial classes. Therefore, the primary goal of this case study is not just to develop the different areas mentioned above, but to build the language skills of the subjects as a whole.
Introduction. This remedial instruction or classes conducted was to remedy the reading problem and to improve the reading skills of the 3 grade 7 students with sound, syllable, and word recognition exercises, considering the different components of the reading and focusing on those components such as phonological awareness, phonics, and fluency in reading English text where the students lack of the skills to be considered competent or a good reader.
So we have here the goals and objectives of this case study. It is being categorized into 3. We have the general, specific, and expected outcomes. For the general, of course, it is to build the language skills of the students and make a plan on how to make that happen and meet the needs of the students. For the specific, it is to conduct the remedial reading instruction to the subjects and to develop phonological awareness, phonics, and reading fluency in reading English text of the subjects. And for the expected outcome, the subject's reading skill, particularly the phonological awareness, phonics, and fluency in reading English texts, will be improved.
For the mode of operation for the remedial instruction is through withdrawal. The subjects were withdrawn from their class to attend the remedial class while the other students are having regular lessons of the same subject. Remedial instructions was conducted weekly.
So we have here the different approaches, methods, and strategies of teaching and learning that we implemented inside the classroom during the remedial session. So to conduct the remedial class and improve the subject's reading skill, particularly the phonics and phonological awareness and fluency in reading English, the following approaches, methods, and strategies were implemented. First, stories and English text or tongue twisters were given to the subjects as a reading material. The reading material served as the tools to assess the students' pronunciation skills to determine the phonological awareness and phonics as well as the fluency of the subject towards reading the material. Repetitive reading was also utilized to test the fluency of the subject's reading ability. Lectures were given about the different sounds of the symbols with reading materials and other kinds of visual aids, and take-home assignments were given to the student in every session. Video presentation were used during the sessions. Formative assessment and summative assessments were given to ensure learning. Other strategies were utilized such as sound isolation, blending, segmenting, and real sight words.
We have here the skills in the focus. It is categorized into 3. First is phonological processing, second decoding and automatically to develop reading fluency, and lastly is individualized instruction in morphology. For the activities, we have here the practice of both oral and silent reading. Second, practice of new language skills through listening, reading, and speaking activities. Developing learning and study strategies explicitly and frequent reading practice. Lastly, we have repeated reading, drill sight words, and read aloud activities.
For the progress monitoring, the reading progress of the subjects were monitored through formative and summative assessments, which was conducted weekly for the formative and once in 2 weeks for the summative assessment to monitor the improvement of the skill of the students. However, the remedial instructors only recorded the results of the summative assessments.
For the further discussion of formative assessment activities, it is categorized into 2. First is, these activities were conducted to improve the phonics and phonological awareness of the students. This includes reading of stories, passage, bowling with words, find my phonetic sounds, decoding words of a song, and volleyball with diphthongs. For the second category, these activities were conducted to improve the reading fluency of the students. This activity includes tongue twister, bump me please, read me 3 times, and then relay me, and lastly, what's with the spoon.
So for the formative activity, I have here just one sample of the formative activity with its mechanics. This activity is entitled Find My Phonetic Sound. Students were taught about jolly phonics. For the activity, words are being posted on the board and the teacher will read to them the word and the students will have to find the initial and the final sound of the words, or they will have to sound the initial and the final sound of the words. So I have here just one sample of a formative activity. This is entitled Find My Phonetic Sound. With its mechanics, students were taught about jolly phonics. For the activity, words are being posted on the board as well as the different levels of the jolly phonics. And the teacher will read to them the word and the students will have to find or to sound the initial and the final sound of the word and encircle its phonic. Then the students have to read the word loudly and teach their classmates how to read it correctly. It is to improve the students' phonic and phonological awareness. This is to improve the students' phonic and phonological awareness, as well as to help them develop peer support and collaboration.
We have here the sample summative activity entitled Tongue Twister, Bump Me Please. In this activity, the students will have to bump a balloon. Once it explodes, they will find a piece of paper containing tongue twister. They have to read it correctly as well as fast as they could. If they were not able to read it correctly, the facilitator or the remedial instructors will teach them how to read it properly. Once they perfect it, the next students will have to do the same process. This activity is to improve the students' reading fluency.
So this is our mode of assessing the summative assessment. The summative assessments were done every 2 weeks to see the improvement or the progress of the students in terms of their reading activities. The remedial instructors also administered a specific level of assessments such as easy, average, and difficult. From the easy level, students were given the lyrics of the song Roar by Katy Perry. In this level, remedial instructors started evaluating or assessing the students from the second week or during the second session until the last and final assessment. That is why the instructors recorded a total of 6 assessments in the easy level. In the average level, students were given tongue twisters to improve their tongue flexibility and fluency. This assessment started from the 3rd summative assessment up to the last assessment. Remedial instructors were able to record 4 assessment results. Finally, the difficult level was given through allowing the students to read the difficult passage entitled The Slaughter. This assessment was done from the second to the last period of assessment until the final assessment. Remedial instructors were able to record 2 assessment results for the difficult level. The same tools were used to test the phonic and phonological awareness and reading fluency of the students.
This is the result for summative assessment for the reading component of phonics, phonological awareness, and fluency. Based on the result, students showcase development of phonics and phonological awareness. They also show improvement in terms of having a flexible tongue, ready to embrace different pronunciation of the word.
So these are the results of summative assessments for phonics and phonological awareness and fluency as the reading components. Based on the results, students showcase development of phonics and phonological awareness. They also show improvement in terms of having a flexible tongue ready to embrace different pronunciations of words. From the easy to average and final assessment, they showcase great improvement as they have lesser mispronounced words every assessment. Remedial instructors also concluded that the students' fluency in reading are developed. From relatively longer time, they were able to read the lyrics and the tongue twisters faster compared to their first session or assessment. In that sense, it is safe to say that the 3 goals of this remedial instruction has been achieved, namely to improve the phonological and phonic awareness of the students as well as their reading fluency.
Results from the evaluation of the school. Based on the recently conducted reading assessment by the student's subject teacher, Ma'am Josephine P. Aho, it was found out that the remedial reading conducted by the remedial student instructors have a positive impact to the students' reading abilities and comprehension. Before the remediation, the students belongs to the struggling readers. But after the conduct of the remediation, the students are now belonging to the independent readers.
So for the actual progress, students shows the following: self-correction when they mispronounce words. The subjects are also able to identify the various sounds of every phonics and differentiate the long versus the short sound of the vowels in various contexts. For example, the sound of the E or the vowel E when it is being preceded or succeeded with a consonant sound. And then can identify the different sound of the TH or the th and the V. Develop word attack skills and tongue flexibility. For the recommendations, aside from the teachers, of course, should continue implementing remedial classes for poor readers, students should also have interactive or should be given interactive activities to keep them motivated and interested towards the topic. Peer support is also a big help to the learning of the students. Therefore, it is highly recommended that when there are group activities or pair activities, those who are friends should be in the same group to encourage participation and peer support. Students are very interested to use and learn about technology. And that is why our last recommendation is that teachers must or can use technology to motivate students to read and get them interested into reading.
For the aftercare and wrap-ups, our daily session ender, every lesson ended with an assignment and giving of the feedbacks and reward or incentives if the subject did well in the session. For the term or class ender, the remedial class ended through a culmination activity and giving of certificates and medal to the subjects with the presence of the principal, advisor, and the English teachers.
This photo was taken during the culmination day of the remedial classes. So the student or the subject there is named Princess Paluray, and she's together with her school advisor, Ma'am Jocelyn Soprado, as well as with their principal, Ma'am Marcel M. Bala. And of course with teacher James. For this next photo, the subject is the one who have the medal, and her name is Angel Duran. She's also given certificate, same with Princess Paluray, and still with Ma'am Jocelyn Ciprado, and their supportive principal, Ma'am Marcel Bala, and of course, together with us, their remedial instructor. And lastly, our last subject is named Annalyn Luminding, and of course, again, she's with her advisor and principal and with us. And this is us together with the subject teacher of the students or of the subjects, Ma'am Josephine Ahal, whom we coordinated with, and also with their principal, their advisor, brother, and of course with the two peer supports of our reader, of our subjects, named Jovenil and also Janice. So these two individuals also contributed a lot for the development of our subjects, of our cases, because peer support is so important in their learning. So again, my name is Nella Jane Wanshaw.
And I am James A. Villacara.
Truly yours as their remedial instructors. So that would be all. Thank you so much for your time and attention. And you may now view our video presentation, our videos, our clips, short clips of what have happened over time, over our remedial classes or our remedial session. That would be all. Thank you.